Hello, cultists. Welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Now, I've already checked this when I got started, but there are some new pictures that have been added. Not only do we have wallpapers, but we also have the poems, the CGs, and there's probably going to be a lot of them, secrets. I don't know what those secrets are. We also have the backgrounds and sketches. And this is the first concept sketch of the complete cast, drawn by David Evelyn. And there's other text down there saying, acquisition procedure, review the file, poem words, text for any anomalies. Well, that I don't know if that's going to be important, because this is probably something new. But I want to test something out, because I know how the game is going to go. It is going to get dark very quick. But I don't know how long it's going to take, but I am going to set this as my wallpaper. Error? I know you probably can't see it on the recording, but it says error. It was a Steam achievement that did that. I don't know. There's also some new songs, but we want to try one of the side stories, in which case it's called Trust. And hopefully it is not super long. Well, they're leading us into this. Well, that's a new CG. Okay, everyone. The literature club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? I missed debate club. Who knew it would be so difficult to start a new club? I feel worse with every day that passes without anyone coming in. I'm really starting to lose confidence. Monika is the only member of the literature club. In the days that have passed, all of her efforts to recruit new members have been fruitless. Am I going about this wrong? Is she talking to me? Monika glances at one of her filers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Maybe nobody is into literature enough to pick it over their other club interests. I can't just rely on people liking literature. I need to sell them on a vision. A vision? But what kind of vision? Monika sets her head on her desk, deep in thought. Before she realizes it, the recent nights of staying up too late start to catch up to her. It's so quiet, and the noise of the air conditioner is soothing. Hello? Suddenly, a voice causes Monika to snap awake. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, I never do this. Is this the napping club? No, this is... Monika pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is, in fact, the literature club. This is the literature club. Yay, I thought I got it wrong for a sec. I'm super sorry. It was like so unprofessional of me to do that. Don't apologize. I do that all the time. Oh. Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everybody? Well, about that. This is everybody. Really? Just you? Well, we're getting more members. I'm working really hard on it. Hold on a sec. If it's just you, that means I get to be vice president. Wait, vice president? What are your qualifications? Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president. Now you're just making fun of me. Is this for real? This is like turning into an actual anime episode. Oh, I'm sorry. What is your name? Sayori. Okay, Sayori. I've been trying really hard on this club. I know you caught me at a weird time, but it's really disheartening to not be taken seriously, you know. I care so much about this. I just want to find other people who do too. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. I didn't mean for it to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you, or... Really. And I was joking about the vice president thing, too. I would make a terrible vice president. I mean, I'm sure of that. Monika tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she still doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm sorry that this isn't like a real club yet. Would you still be interested in joining after I found a few more members at least? Well, no. I want to join now. Really? Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing and you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn... Words, Zero. I'm still waking up from my nap. So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so... Honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? That's really sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, I'm Monika, by the way. Monika! That's such a cool name. Oh, now you're just trying to cheer me up. But you're smiling. Well, I didn't say it didn't work. Monika glances at the filer on her desk and realizes that her name is already written on it. So, what do we do first? Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it? We can go home and try to come up with some new ideas to recruit club members. I could do that. Cool. And I think I need to put some more thought into my vision for the club. You know, like a mission. My mission is to make everyone happy. Haha. Yeah, something like that. I need to think about it. Hey, do you like hugs? I guess so. Sayori suddenly pulls Monika into a friendly hug, then let's go. Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides, Sayori whispers loudly, hug energy is what keeps me at my best. Ha, hug energy. Monika laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monika feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member, but... Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna think really hard tonight how to get more people. Me too. And if you notice at the bottom of the text screen, you cannot save. A day passes and the time comes for the literature club, Monika and Sayori, to reconvene. As president, Monika ensures that she's the first to arrive to the club room, but she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. It's been 10 minutes already. Maybe Sayori changed her mind about joining. No, that can't be. She was so excited yesterday. But I'm getting kind of worried. Oh, this spells doujinshi all over it. Suddenly, Sayori comes bouncing through the door. In her hand, she holds a sheet of paper. Sorry I'm late. Here. It's okay, welcome back. And... Sayori spins over to Monika and deposits the sheet onto Monika's desk. What's this? It's the lyrics to the theme of Doki Doki Literature Club. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland. Caution me to watch my step. Oh, maybe it isn't. Hey, this is really good. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no. That's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet. I'm so embarrassed. Monika flips over the paper. Written on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, so this is what you meant to show me. But I'm curious now, do you write poetry often? I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good as you are. Really? I'm actually terrible at writing poetry. I never written anything I was happy with. Like, I always read it again a week after I write it, and I'm like, wow, this is so stupid. You almost sound like another character that we're gonna be. I don't know. No, she sounds like Natsuki. It's like the dramatic version of me doesn't agree with the person I want myself to be, or something like that. Aw, you should have more confidence in yourself. You're the literature club president. I guess you're not wrong there. I need to, like, set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I would love that. It's such a good way to learn other people, you know? These side stories is pretty much like origin stories or something like that. Well, you could auto the dialogue, but I don't know if that would do any good. It's best that we learn about these characters a little more because we might get something interesting, something new at the end of this. It's such a good way to learn about other people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can't express to other people usually. It's foreshadowing. But you can when it's in a poem, right? Yeah, I think that's helping me form a more cohesive vision of the club, so I'm glad you showed me. Well, even though it was by accident, me too. I felt embarrassed at first, but now it feels kinda good that someone else read it. I'll try to show you more of them in the future. I'd love that. Oh geez, I'm getting distracted. Do you want me to go over this recruitment brainstorm together? My brain stormed so hard. It was like a brain hurricane. My brain is a natural disaster. Sayori, that's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes. I was hungry. But it's a good idea, isn't it? Ah, Natsuki making the cupcakes, so that's where the cupcakes come from. Let me think about this. I mean, when would we have the chance to give people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club. What if we said we had free cupcakes on the flyer? I'm like, kind of worried that would bring in the wrong kinds of people, you know? Yeah, the wrong kind of people that want a free meal. Wrong kinds? People just come for the cupcakes and then leave. Oh, nobody would do that. Yes, they would. That would be mean. But you know, I want to find people who are really into literature, even if they don't know it yet. Let's see, the next thing on the list. Hunt for people reading books. Ah, that's Yuri. I don't think I get it. Like, going around the school and finding people who are reading books, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch. And we tell them to check out the literature club. Well, the problem with that is like, wouldn't most people reading books just be doing it for an assignment or something? How would we know if they're just reading for fun? Well, we could ask them. But then, we would be bothering people who are trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part, I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize, you're coming up with a lot more things than I can. Oh, your next idea is to hand out flyers, rather than just put them up on the wall. I'd definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful. I never said you weren't. I think I just need to think. What would we tell people when handing them out? I don't want to be just like, join the literature club. Let's figure out how we can better engage people. What if you told them about the club activities and stuff? What club activities? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that. Oh, such as, doing all those, poetry assignments and such. Yeah, what about the actual schoolwork, since this is a school? A vision for the club. Okay, Sayori, pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. You know, like a random passerby who gets a flyer. Now, how would you react to the idea of a literature club? Probably like... Literature is stupid. I'm joining the anime club. Okay, I think she's talking about me, in the future sense. What the heck? Sorry, I was just thinking of a friend of mine. She's thinking of me! Okay, what if I said that we, like, do group reading and discuss it together? I would probably nap through that. That's you, Sayori. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound fun to most people anyway. We need to really catch their interest, you know. Ugh. This sucks. Why is it so hard? Monika, don't be sad. What do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives you the chance to express yourself, like express yourself in ways you can't normally do when you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends. Trying to come up with a joke like this, but why does this remind me of Twitter a little bit? Express yourself in ways you can't normally do? Yeah, you do that on Twitter a lot, when you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends. It's almost like Twitter, except expressing yourself could probably get you into trouble. Bring out the rabid feminists and the rabid SJWs. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share, you know? It's like intimate. Yeah. How do we get that across to people? We could be like, express your true self. Be intimate with us. Okay, that's kind of... I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, what is it? I forgot all of my things in my classroom. I must have gotten too excited and rushed here. Silly me. Rushed? But weren't... never mind. Did you want to get your stuff then? I'll forget it if I don't do it now. Well, I'll wait for you then. Okay, it'll only take a second. Sayori dashes out of the room, leaving Monika momentarily alone. Monika sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart. No. Write your heart out. No. Write into your heart. Write the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart. Wow, that's lame. I agree. Monika! You startled me. Sorry, but it's something important. On the way to my classroom, there was a girl reading a book. Reading a book? Oh, that's Yuri. Let's hurry and recruit her. Wait, are you sure she's not just doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. Well, I guess we could take a look. Monika grabs one of her flyers. Yeah, I can't speak right now. And stands up from her desk. Then the two depart the classroom, with Sayori leading the way. This way. You don't have to run. Sayori leads Monika over to a particular classroom, then lowers her voice to a whisper. See in there. Monika peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a creep doing this. You should go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and I would probably scare her away. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monika takes a deep breath and timidly enters the classroom. That was fast. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. What happened? Well, I entered the classroom and she didn't even look up from her book. So I kind of just left the flyer on her desk and then walked out. That's kind of cute. But I'm sure she'll see it and want to join the club. I hope so. Shall we head back now? The two head back to the club room, Sayori feeling rather accomplished and Monika still feeling a bit embarrassed by the encounter. Upon returning, Monika and Sayori resume their strategy meeting. They discuss various different kinds of recruitment tactics, from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list, and with Monika coming up with ideas of her own, the two end up in a better spot than from what they were... I can't read! The two end in a better spot than from where they began. Well, I would say today was pretty productive, wasn't it? Yeah. I think we're starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new members. Hey, what's this? Sayori peers at the sheet of paper Monika was jotting on earlier. Oh, don't mind that. I was just thinking to myself. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart? That's so cute. Ahaha, kawaii. I thought it was a little overdramatic. But Sayori pauses and thinks for a moment. You know, I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Well, what do you mean? Like, I don't know, I feel like I can tell from talking to you today. It seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong. Doesn't that sound more like Yuri? Yeah, but would you call yourself a perfectionist? Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always have an idea in my head of how I want things to go, and it's like, I can't accept anything less than that. But I think, in the end, it helps me try my hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this literature, like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it into exactly how we envision it. But it feels like we only have one shot at it, so I'm just really afraid of it deviating from that. The vision. What's the vision? It's... Monika pauses to think, then shakes her head to herself. She doesn't know. She sighs. I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monika trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps her finger against the sheet of paper. Right the way into your heart. I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of anyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself best, of course. But I'm here to help you. Monika returns Sayori's smile. It's sort of amazing how kind you are. We're really gonna make this the best club ever. Sayori nods and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner, and the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home? You tell me, you're the president. Haha, in that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow. Me too. Sayori beams and grabs her things. You can go on ahead, I need a few minutes still. Oh, I can't wait. That's alright, I want some time, alone time. In that case, Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monika. Good luck! Monika smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins her way out of the clubroom. Now the music has gone melodramatic a little bit. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a minute to zone out. She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something she probably needed right about now. The club that I need the most. I don't get it. I just wanted to start a club with more passion. Something that I could use to help lead people to happiness. Literature is the key to that. Because it's the window to the real person inside of us. Underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in. The person who's forced to be perfect. Monika suddenly notices a folder on the floor by her desk. Did Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have her homework in it. Worried, Monika opens the folder to check. Poems. It's a folder for poems. Become the flower. A feeling of joy is a flower plucked from the ground, the color scent. It's so pretty in my hair. Pluck, pluck, pluck every day. Pluck, 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 so... I decided I must become a flower. Uh-oh. What the... Wait. Sayori? Wait, that's the end of the side story? There's more. The side stories are stories of friendship that are unrelated events to the main game. Yeah, this sounds like it's related to the main game. But we need to continue on with the main game ourselves. Wait, there's more pictures here. Oh, more poses of Monika and Sayori. And more poems. And more backgrounds? Promo? We might have to look into this a little further. For right now, we gotta continue playing this game. We're already 30 minutes into this episode, and we still haven't gotten to the juicy parts yet. Hint, you can use this skip button to fast forward through text you've already read. You know, since I was thinking of Sayori and I put her on a wallpaper on this, let's read Sayori. This is a good poem, Zero Ryoko. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said, Zero. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure Sayori sees the full picture of my motives here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That will be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Here's... the music changed. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub that sleepy... But if it wasn't, I could sleep for... But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Don't we all? Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast, even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but as for me, I have a protein powder. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monika's the best. Yeah. But next time, I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I... And since Monika... Doing Yuri last. Hi, Zero Ryoko. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring up things. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Zero Ryoko, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monika my poem. I like it, Zero. I don't even know what I wrote. Actually, I don't remember that little segment where I have to choose words. I don't know what I read. Really, it's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yup. There are lots of poems or stories out there that are no more than a few simple words. They can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes, they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids. but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anyone. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. She's no Edgar Allan Poe. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably wouldn't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. The best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of style, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Oh, that sounds just like Monika, or hypocritical, because she wants to be the perfect person for this club. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It could have been me. See the direction? The spackle protrudes? A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. This sounds foreshadowing. So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it, but I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany. It's been influencing my poems a bit. Yeah, the epiphany is me, I think. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. You try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. Actually, that's completely true. That's why a lot of us have idea books and such. So just move your head and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. There's only one left. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad? No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Excuse me. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes, and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. She's pretty new, I think. It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think it's the most notable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both styles and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. Why is this reminding me of my creative writing classes back in high school? It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased how? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if we read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thoughts process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost Under the Light. I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. It's in cursive. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. No, I just pressed the enter button to keep going because we need to get moving on this. Well, I just don't read scripts very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Zero Ryoko. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But I remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. Why, did you see a ghost? They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And also, to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Finally, we're done. I guess that's everyone. A glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sighed. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monika are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each other with their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? I don't remember her poem. It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant The language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and Ryoko did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. Yeah, these two no like each other. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Ryoko liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Uh-oh. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Well, the music changed. Eh? That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Zero appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Oh, that's a burn. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Zero started show. Oh, that's a big burn. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Ryoko. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If I could get over her and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point in making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out of the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Ryoko. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Zero? Well... How did I get dragged into this in the first place? Now it's starting to seem like a dating sim. It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So of course, that's gonna be... Help me! Natsuki? Natsuki glares at me, drying up any words in my mouth. So instead, I turn to Yuri. But Yuri's expression is so defenseless that I can't bring myself to say anything to her. Sayori? Huh? Yeah? Everyone's fighting is making Sayori uncomfortable. How can the two of you keep fighting when you know you're making your friend feel like this? Ryoko, yes, this was the right choice. Well, that's her problem. This isn't about her. I agree. It's unfair for others to interject their own feelings into our conflict. Yeah, unless Sayori wants to tell Yuri what a stuck-up jerk she's being. Okay, that didn't help. She would never. It's her immaturity that made her upset in the first place. Excuse me? Are you listening to yourself? This is exactly why nobody likes... Stop! Natsuki, Yuri, you guys are my friends. I just want everyone to get along and be happy. My friends are wonderful people, and I love them because of their differences. Natsuki's poems, they're amazing because they give you so many feelings with just a few words. And Yuri's poems are amazing because they paint beautiful pictures in your head. Everyone's so talented. So why are we fighting? Because, well, also, Natsuki's cute, and there's nothing wrong with that. And Yuri's boobs are the same as they always will. You bring that up? Big and beautiful. Oh yes, the bigger the better. Sayori. Sayori stands triumphantly. Monika stands behind her with a bewildered expression. I'll make some tea. Yuri rushes off. Natsuki sits down with a blank expression on her face, staring at nothing. So, this is why Sayori is vice president. I whispered to Monika. She nods in return. To be honest, I might come off as a good leader, and I can organize things, but I'm not very good with people. I couldn't even bring myself to interject. As president, that's kind of embarrassing of me. Nah. It's not like I can blame you. I wasn't able to say anything either. Well, I guess that just means Sayori is amazing in her own ways, isn't she? You could say that. She might be an airhead, but sometimes it's weirdly suspicious that she knows exactly what she's doing. I see. Take good care of her, okay? Oh, that's foreshadowing, I think. I would hate to see her get herself hurt. That makes two of us. You can count on me. Monika smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. Such a genuine person really does make a good president, regardless of what she says. If only I could get the chance to talk to her a little more. Okay, everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How do you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Zero Ryoko, how about you? I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow, and maybe you'll learn something from my friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Zero Ryoko, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has been a while since Sayori and I had spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, about what happened earlier. What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki, does that kind of thing happen often? No. That's really the first time I've seen them fight like that. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I promise they're both wonderful people. You don't hate them, do you? No, I don't. I just wanted your opinion, that's all. I could see why they make good friends with you. Phew. You know, Zero Ryoko, it's nice that you get to spend time with your... Excuse me. It's nice that I get to spend time with you in the club, but I think seeing you get along with everyone is what makes me the happiest. I think everyone really likes you too. That's... Every day is going to be so much fun. It looks like Sayori still hasn't caught onto the kind of situation I'm in. Sure, being friends with everyone is nice, but does it really need to stop there? Well, we'll just have to see what the future holds, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. I said that more to myself than to her, but it's easy to use Sayori as an internal monologue sometimes. Okay, let's do this. More poems to write. Peaceful. Philosophy. Summer. Suicide is there? Not gonna click that. Fantasy. Strawberry. Sweet. Breathe. Melody. Yeah, I like Project Melody. Lust. Okay, that's probably a good one. Skipping. Ocean. Determination. Friends. Special. I just saw Doki Doki. I should have pressed that. Heart. Extraordinary. Joy. Crimson. Why did I press crimson? Flying. And silly. There we go. Another day passes. It's time for the club meeting already. And I am out of time. This is very text heavy, and I don't have time to read all the poems. I am probably going to be at the point of skipping through most of the dialogue, the poems, and get to the more juicy stuff, because this is going to be a long game if I read every single piece of text. But that's a decision up to me. I'll probably think about that as I get to the next episode, but we'll save it right here, because we need to go back to the OS, because there might be something new. And there is some new things. There's new pictures and new music. Let's see what the new pictures is. It's just the poems. Oh, and there's a concept sketch. A sketch of Sayori's initial character design by David Evelyn. In Act 1, call Sayori for help during Natsuki and Yuri's argument. Oh yeah, we just did Act 1, so now we're going to Act 2 or something like that? But I guess this is a good spot to leave it for, right here. So thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, follow me on Twitter. If you want to see more of what I got, sub and ring. See you on the far side, and as always, anime forever. Bye-bye!